we're doing this again. And as I'm sure you can tell, last night I had a long night. And so my tolerance for nonsense this morning is very low. So I figured that's a great time for us to jump into the world of Gen Alpha. Not Gen Z, the even younger, the kids, and see what they're into. And of course, I'm referring to Gen Alpha Brainrot. Now this, I don't pretend to know anything about because that's not a space I spend any time in. But I think I understand it's going to be a lot of like Riz, Sigma stuff. You can tell I really know what I'm talking about. But it's going to be a lot of words that I don't understand and some that I probably do based on the show that we've been doing. And I guess let's jump in and learn a thing or two. I have a full collection of, I guess, curated clips, and they are from a year ago, so this is probably old stuff by now. I'm fine with it being old. At least maybe I'll have picked up on some of it since. So let's jump in, shall we? This is 1 full minute of Gen Alpha Brainrot. Great. Hold on. Hey. So this first one is basically a recreation of the terrible mobile game ads that you'll often see on the internet or before a video. Except it features a zombie from Minecraft and Grimace from McDonald's, as well as a Grimace shake, which was for a time a thing people were... Maybe this is just because a year ago, or however old this video is. It's almost 2 years old now, which is roughly around the time that the McGrimace shake was a whole thing, which, by the way, I kind of liked. The videos, the goof about, like, if you drank the McGrimace shake, you would become a psychopathic killer, I guess was the goof. It was very weird, very scary movie, big fan of it. I was into that. I saw those videos and was like, that's clever. The kids are clever, but I don't necessarily know that was a Gen Alpha thing. Let's keep watching. I feel like I'm starting to understand here. But, all right. Okay, so that was Roblox and a spider who said he had Skibbity Riz. It's really just pulling things that young kids would see, right? Grimace, Minecraft, terrible mobile game ads. This is Roblox characters, Skibbity Riz spider. Is it because I can't claim to understand any of this yet, but I'm seeing the trend at least from 2 videos. Sorry. I assume all of this that I'm going to see is going to be this weird amalgamation of things kids would see on their phones and or iPads. It's very specifically targeted to an iPad generation. If anything, it's fascinating. We just started and I'm like, interesting. I have thoughts, and I think it's generational thoughts. We'll get to that in a sec.
Baka Skibbity Toilet, One Piece Fortnite from Ohio, W, Riz the Ice Spice Max Prestige Bus and Guyat with Kaisen at L, Rizzing a Gritty Grimace Shake from Ohio.
Okay, first off, AI, not a fan, but I feel like we're gonna get a lot of that. Also, I kind of understood some of that.
Skibbity Toilet or Creeper, ja wybieram Skibbity Toilet, Nirlobi Creeper. Ski, ha 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 ha.
What? I think I'm more shocked that Team Fortress is featured in this than I am about more Skibbity Creeper. Like, again, Minecraft, huge. I saw all the kids love the Minecraft movie. That checks out. That's not that makes sense to me. They were all like, Chicken Jackie. None of that shocks me. I'm shocked that Team Fortress is still popular with the younger kids. One of the things I'm picking up on right away is the weird sort of generational humor is based on the main way that they interact with this online space, because all this is really online humor. It's not out in the real world humor, you know what I mean? This is online focused humor, and based on how people interact with the internet, that sort of determines what they find funny. So a lot of this that I'm seeing right now is young kids who are super into things that you would see on a mobile device or play on a iPad, things like that. While the previous Gen Z, I'm gonna make the Gen Z assumption here, would be things that you would see on YouTube, right? So Fred, that Fred kid, or Annoying Orange, the like 8 million Markiplier who is also Lord Farquaad memes, Big Chungus, you know, those things, which were a YouTube video was made and it featured that kind of content, or a Vine or whatever. And then how my generation, millennials, our things were YTMND, E-Bombs World, Newgrounds, right? And it was those kinds of things that were our own version of stupid. My favorite was always Epic Maneuver, which was just a gif of Geordie LaForge rolling under a very slow-moving door to music, I think it was Nightwish. And it just is pointless. But I watched that thing so many times, I even named screen names after it. Like, everyone has their own version of stupid. I'm just in a version of stupid that I was not raised on. But looking at it, I'm very interested, and I'm trying to piece it together. I guess that's why I'm not poo-pooing these, because, yeah, we all had our own stupid thing. This is just their stupid thing. I guess my question is that supposed to be someone I'm supposed to know? Is this like a Roblox, like the #1 Roblox player? Which, by the way, I just want to say for the record, I saw this guy online who was, I guess, a very famous Roblox player. He is clearly older now than when he started, but his hair and his attitude is still that of his younger persona. And I just want to say, I watched that happen with the Minecrafters, as the Minecrafter guys were like, hey everybody, yeah, welcome back to, I'm the Minecraft player. And then they aged up and they became like 20, 25, 30, and they're like, hey everybody, welcome back. It's very funny. And like, they still have the same swooshy hair, or like the same gimmick they had with like a hat or whatever. Roblox guys, live your dream. Live your dream. I will watch from the distance like, oh, it's weird over there. I think I cracked it, because that was just a video game commercial, but then they made it weird, but also cute. But like, they were like, click here to help. Okay, interesting. It really is just what young kids would see on their phone, which is ads for crappy mobile games. What is this?
So today in Among Us, we've got a weird one. This is the Riz mod. We have to increase our drip, our technique, and then Riz all the girls.
Remember when I was just talking about like the guy who was slowly aging out of doing certain content, but was like, I'm still gonna do it? That's what I was referring to. Anyway. So again, that was just characters from popular things, but insanely, the characters are also like, it's the Peter Griffin from Fortnite. You know what I mean? Because it isn't the normal version, it's the version they would know from something unrelated but branded and connected to. You know what I mean? It begs the question then, how does this read to people who are sociological experts or people who are looking into the young kids these days? Because I know a lot of people will say, oh, the brain rot. It's the kids are getting stupid and their attention span is off. Is there like a video that will just give me a quick breakdown of stuff? Why brain rot will doom Gen Alpha. Great. This seems like a completely normal and well-balanced video. Let's go.
It's a family reunion. The teens are throwing the football around. The uncles are having a burping contest. And Granddad is telling a very inappropriate war story. 7-year-old Timmy notices none of it. He's glued to his iPad watching his favorite cartoon characters sing the same short song for the 40th time today.
I already know what the vibe of this video is going to be based off of this intro, and I'm already like, ugh. What we're about to see is that this video is going to be like, these kids these days, they can't get off their iPads. Rewind 15 years, these kids these days, they can't get off their Game Boys. It doesn't matter the time period. Kids will always find something to get into that parents don't understand and be like, what? And they'll be like, these kids, they're so stupid. The youth are corrupt. And that does not change. As a former teacher, trust me on this. Trust me on this.
What's going on with Gen Alpha and screen time? Parents have always said it'll rot your brain about TV, video games, and what have you, but this time, could it actually be happening?
No. What is happening is Gen Alpha is learning things differently and communicating differently in a way that we don't necessarily understand right now. And their brains are rewiring because we, as a society, demanded faster and faster and faster and faster when it comes to information. And that's a thing we did. We're just slow on the uptick. They were raised with it, just like how young kids know computers better than adults. They were raised with it. So they're just on the leading edge, and we're trying to catch up to the thing we did. Our industries did this. Their attention span might be insanely short, but they retain significant amount of information in that time. The thing is, we're upset they're not retaining the information we want them to retain. And that's on us to figure out ways to communicate with them. This is Teacher Jesse coming through. Our job, if we're trying to reach young kids, is to communicate to them the way they are communicated to. We just see them completely different and think because they interact with the world differently that they're wrong. What I'm saying is that I think maybe we're a little too hard on Gen Alpha when it comes to the brain rot, just because it seems stupid and probably is stupid, but so is everything we were into. What else does this video say for us? Does it have what is the most replayed bit?
Gen Alpha is the 3rd generation to come of age in the digital era, but the experience has been different for everyone. Millennials grew up in the age of the home computer, when the internet experience was mostly about browsing websites, playing games, and deleting your browser history before you...
I mean, I said all this stuff before when it comes to, you're the man now, dog, and all that. Like, I've been through this, but okay, we'll watch.
You logged off. Time on the computer was usually limited, and it didn't play a big role in entertainment. Gen Z was the first digital native generation, the first social media generation, and they grew up with devices. But smartphones still weren't too common when they were coming of age. To them, the internet was a tool and a way to socialize. But for Gen Alpha, everything changed. The majority of these kids were raised with a smartphone already in their hands.
Okay. Point of order. Whose responsibility is that? Just putting that out there. But, okay. All right. Yeah, all this is saying is that they've had technology before they had really come to terms with their brain developing, and this is how they were raised, which is different from the rest of us. And this is, again, faster information, faster things happening, and so their expectations of entertainment are different.
The focus of the internet had shifted from written material to videos and images, and that meant that they would be watching videos before they could talk or read. There were many warnings about the perils of this, with the WHO actually advising that kids under 5 should spend no more than an hour in front of screens.
Again, whose responsibility is that? But also, going back to saying the 1981 to 96 thing, like, oh, well, not everyone was online. There were a lot of people online. Not everyone, clearly. I don't know why we're not giving the same grace to Gen Alpha here. Not everyone is on their phone all the time watching these videos. It's just not the case. But we're being very selective about how we're like, oh, these damn Alpha kids. Why can't we say the same things about all the past 2 generations? Why are we giving... This video definitely has a skewed angle to it.
Kids under 1 shouldn't see them at all. But mom gets busy, dad wants some quiet time, and...
Nah, it's all right. So it's the parents' fault. If we're gonna do this whole, like, what's wrong with the kids? Like always, it's the parents' fault. Okay, sure. I don't necessarily have the patience to watch the rest of this video. Yeah, if anything, this video reads as, oh, are you Gen Z or a millennial, or maybe a boomer, or Gen X, and you want to shit on the kids together? It's gone from, do you know where the kids are, to, do you know what rabbit hole your kid's in? Giving your kid an iPad is like giving them alcohol to chill them out. Too many times I see young child in a stroller watching something on a parent's phone. It's becoming a babysitter, unfortunately. Yeah, this is a lot of Gen Alpha Dad here. I feel like the only thing missing, and this is probably true, is we have, as a society, have become more tolerant to people's different interests and letting people love things, which is great. I think this is one of those things where we just pick things to hyper focus on, like the what is it, the Gen Z stare. Everyone on social media was talking about it, and they kept making videos and making videos and making videos, when in reality the vast majority of Gen Z aren't like, they're just not really. If anything, it should be an indictment of social media and bad parenting. That's what this is. Gen Alpha Brainrot. The real brainrot is lazy parenting. That's, I guess, the video. We deep dived as much as I'm willing to deep dive, and my lessons learned here is that, yeah, it's no different than anything else we've ever seen throughout history. Clearly, I'm too old for it because I'm not of the generation, but I'm not too old to acknowledge that let the kids have fun. The stuff they're laughing at isn't the problem. It's the fact that parents are being like, here, laugh at this, rather than me do my job.